Today, hundreds of people packed City Hall for a public memorial, from the governor and U.S. senators to everyday, ordinary residents whose lives were touched by Ed Lee.
We have live team coverage from City Hall. First, let's head outside to ABC 7 News reporter Alyssa Harrington. Alyssa?
Well, Eric, flowers cover the steps of City Hall tonight. Mourners are stopping by to leave flowers, candles, and letters for Mayor Ed Lee. Now, I spoke with Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom just a few minutes ago, and he said it best. He said, "You want to live like your eulogy," and that Mayor Ed Lee really did. He was remembered today for being kind, for his humility, for his work for civil rights, and his deep love for San Francisco.
Ed Lee was a real person. He was a person that communicated integrity, a love of life.
In China, San Francisco's first Chinese-American mayor, he was like a superstar, an icon. But to everyone we met and everywhere we went, Mayor Lee was like Beyonce with the mustache.
Ed Lee had the qualities of a person whom, if you did an interview of all of the ones that I just spoke about, he would be the only one would be rated appropriately by the headhunters as to who ought to be mayor. All the rest of us would be considered okay.
I think if there's any legacy, Ed, it's a reminder that life is short, and our wisdom is way too limited to win fleeting victories at other people's expenses. Ed's life was about triumphing together.
He knew that a measure of his success, or any public figure's success, was not the honors received, but the difference that he made in the lives of regular people in our community.
Nothing was too small or too big for him. From stuffing envelopes to speaking on stage, my dad was happy to do it all, often until late hours in the night.
Just think of this: head of the Human Rights Commission, purchaser of the city, head of the Department of Public Works, chief administrative officer, and mayor of the city and county of San Francisco. Yes, Ed Lee was an outstanding man.
People are still stopping by City Hall to pay their respects. There was a huge turnout today, so big that the line went around the block. The event actually filled up, and so did the overflow rooms over at the San Francisco Public Library. They reached capacity. About 300 people showed up there. I did get a chance to see some other politicians, some athletes. We saw 49ers great Joe Montana walk in, also former Giant slugger Barry Bonds. I spoke with Reverend Norman Fong, who was born and raised in Chinatown and who worked closely with Mayor Ed Lee. He was at the hospital when Mayor Ed Lee had his heart attack.
But I remember sometimes when be alone, he'd sort of grumble. It's like people will think that he doesn't understand affordable housing, or he doesn't understand this. And as I was telling him, that when we were young activists, we actually probably invented the affordable housing struggle that saved Chinatown.
Long live the values and principles of Mayor Ed Lee. Long live the humanity and basic kind of love that San Francisco is supposed to have.
Mayor Lee's wife and daughters arrived at City Hall via police escort. Mourners left flowers on the steps of City Hall, and there were a couple protesters today. They blamed Mayor Lee for thousands of evictions. So tonight, this whole area is lit up. There's a couple fire trucks just driving away, but earlier there was a huge American flag draped in front of City Hall. It has been a tough week for a lot of San Franciscans, and today they did get a chance to say goodbye.